So we like anime, Brett.
We do like anime.
Taking a hard left turn. We like anime. And this next story, I want to kind of let you go ahead because you're the one that actually told me about it.
Yeah.
But
Listen,
go ahead.
there's not much to it. It's just apparently Sony is finalizing its deal to acquire Crunchyroll, which is a anime distribution and streaming platform. It offers both subbed and dubbed anime in some cases. So yeah, I mean, what does this mean? That's what this whole discussion, this whole topic is going to be about with you and I. What does this acquisition of Crunchyroll mean for Sony? Who, by the way, let's start with this. Sony already owns Funimation.
Right. And what's big about that too, Brett? Funimation?
What's that? What?
That we're getting a month of Funimation Plus.
Oh yeah, we are. As PlayStation Plus members or
PlayStation
PS5
Plus,
owners?
one of the two.
Yeah.
I think it's PS. It comes with the PS5 comes with a month of Funimation Plus.
Yeah, so that's just them basically trying to shill their other platforms to PlayStation users.
Right.
Now, this isn't the first time that potential Crunchyroll and Funimation partnership has happened.
Correct.
Although they're kind of competitors in a way, Funimation kind of is more so English dubs of anime.
Right.
Because that's the
right.
studio that would dub all of the anime in America.
Mm-hmm.
So they've had other times they've worked together in terms of streaming services. Verve, which was this weird company that made a deal basically where you would spend X amount of money a month and you get access to X amount of streaming services. Mm-hmm. I think Shudder or FearNet, one of those two, were a part of it. There was like a Nickelodeon one or like a Cartoon Network one, and then Crunchyroll and Funimation were a part of it as well. You'd have access to both, but it's not the full libraries, but it is some of the libraries. And I don't know if this is still going on after Sony acquired Funimation. Mm-hmm. But I guess what we're getting at here is there potential room for Sony to acquire Crunchyroll and then merge that with Funimation?
That's possible. Certainly possible. And I don't see why not. If they own both of them, I don't see the need to keep two separate entities that essentially do the same thing. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. And what this would mean is that Funimation, well, I don't know, is Funimation the bigger name or Crunchyroll? I feel like in recent years, Crunchyroll's gotten pretty big, but Funimation is known worldwide, right?
I think it might go back to Funimation I think is definitely more known worldwide. But I think maybe in the West, specifically the US, Crunchyroll might be a more household name, if that makes sense. And like you said, whereas listen, they have a lot of the same stuff, but Funimation also is heavily involved in porting and, like you said, dubbing and localizing anime, where Crunchyroll, to my knowledge, is strictly a streaming service.
Yeah, and so what that means is that Funimation has exclusive rights to certain shows that Crunchyroll won't have in English.
Right.
So
until now, maybe.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how that would work. I don't know if they would just basically say, hey, all the shit that was on Crunchyroll is now available on Funimation.
Yeah.
Or would they keep Funimation as just mainly because no, there's Japanese stuff on Funimation, right? It's not just dubs.
It's not just dubs, yeah. No, it's got everything on there. I'm just saying they more so work directly with doing the dubs,
Yeah. Yes, they do it themselves.
Right.
And that's interesting to bring up, actually, the fact that they do it themselves, Josh, because a lot of people, not us, but a lot of people do think that Funimation dubbing is bad. And they think that they always use the same. Yeah, they think they use the same actors for every project, which is true. They do use a lot of the same voices. You'll be listening to, My Hero Academia, and you hear Vegeta in All Might. You'll be watching some random anime, and you'll hear Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. So
yeah, but I mean, they probably have contracts with those people. They're like almost in-house talent. Why would they not use that? That doesn't necessarily bother me. I mean, I could see the argument of why it might bother some people, but to me, and to be honest with you, I don't know. It just doesn't really bother me.
It's a kind of a case of if you like the cast, if you like their cast that they reuse, it's not a big deal. But if you don't, I could see that being an issue where it's always the same people that you don't like, and you're like, God, I wish they would just fucking use someone else. But,
Brad, as the saying goes, for people that don't want to have the same thing, we have a system for that, and it's called Watch the Sub.
Fortunately, we have a product for people who
don't like the same voiceover artists.
It's called
Watch the Sub.
I guess you're right. So yeah, I mean, anything else you want to say about this?
No, I mean,
Makes
I
sense.
think it's just first of all, I think it's going to be a huge deal. I think what was it? It's like almost $1 billion deal to acquire them or something like that. It was rumored.
I don't even remember. I'll have to open it up real quick.
I think it's around $1 billion deal, something like that. To
A lot
acquire,
of money.
yeah, to acquire Crunchyroll. I think, I think it's going to be interesting though because I mean, it will almost give Sony a monopoly, like on anime distribution.
Yeah.
I know there's way more studios than just and services than Funimation and Crunchyroll, but at least in the West, specifically in the United States that I'm aware of, those are the two biggest ones. I don't even know if I can name another service off the top of my head.
All right, here I got some news for you. So
Yeah.
Sony could end up spending more than 100 billion yen or $957 million on the U.S. streaming platform, which would also give them its 70 million members around the world.
Yeah. Well, first of all, that's a lot of members. That's way more members than I would think that it has.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, so about almost $1 billion.
It says after acquiring Funimation, an anime distributor, in 2017, Sony gained 1 million paying subscribers, mainly in the U.S., but came up against obstacles expanding their customer base. So that could be why they want to get Crunchyroll in there. Worth noting, Crunchyroll has a free option where you don't have to pay to watch, and it has 70 million of those and around 3 million paying subscribers in more than 200 countries and regions, including the US and Europe. And Crunchyroll would also give Sony more than 1,000 titles that it could use to offer on its platforms. So,
yeah. I mean, listen, I don't have a problem with it. I think it is going to be crazy that Sony's going to, like I said, have this huge anime fucking conglomerate.
I'm for it.
Listen, I'm for it too. I think it'll be interesting if they wrap it into any of their other services. Like, is it possible that you could either have the same like PlayStation Plus subscription and get either Crunchyroll or Funimation Plus or them together or something like that with that, or do they offer like a little bit of a higher tier PlayStation Plus where you get PlayStation Plus but you also get premium access to Crunchyroll and Funimation?
Or even just a discount for PlayStation Plus users where you would get a discount on those services.
That too. I know we both have used Funimation specifically in the past. I have a free account with Crunchyroll, but I've never really used Crunchyroll that much because we have other means of like watching anime and things like that. But I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. I'm not against it, but I'm not necessarily for it either, but I don't have a problem with it.
That's where I'm at too. It's cool. I think it's a cool, exciting time. I see this as a good thing. I don't see any of the negatives. I mean, I'm sure there is negatives here that we're not touching on here, but from what we see and what we know, this seems cool and this seems like a good deal. And it's one of the things where I'm like, Sony could be spending their money in a worse way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, the anime market worldwide is, I don't have numbers on it, but I would guarantee that it is super fucking profitable if I had to give it a number.
Absolutely.
And like I said,
Sony does more than just gaming, and what this means is just another avenue for revenue.
Exactly. Absolutely. I agree. And they want a slice of that pie, and it's also a better idea for them to acquire other people than rather try to get involved in that market with their own thing.
Yeah, they're becoming the Walt Disney. The Disney of anime.
Disney of anime. Wow. Yeah.
That's our thumbnail. That's our title. There you go.
The Disney of anime. Okay. Watch the sub.
Hey, did you know this video is actually part of a larger podcast? Check out our latest episode of Hapticast by clicking here.